Hello, good people. Hope everyone is doing fine. Hope everyone is doing fine. Sonia, how you doing, madam? Those of you that are watching, if you can go ahead and share the post, I would be extremely appreciative. Those of you that are watching, if you go ahead and share the post, I would be extremely appreciative. There's some information that I want to share with you all. We're doing a lot of wonderful programs here at the church, and many times in our community, a lot of great things that are going on. But the word is always, we didn't know, I didn't know, I didn't know. And so you really can't blame anybody for that. You can just make the best effort to try to help people know. Thank you, Sonia. You can make the best effort to try to help people know. And so I have one, two, I have five things that are going on. I'm going to go into detail on four of them, and the other one, um, probably within the next week or so, we'll begin to put that out there. But it's some information that's a great resource for our community, and so I challenge you to go ahead and share this post so that the people on your friend list, that's people that you are in your sphere of influence. They can have this information, and if it doesn't work for them, maybe they know someone that it does work for. But it's five programs, five things that we're doing here at the church that I think that are very beneficial, and none of them cost anything, but are very beneficial to our community. And so the first one that I want to share, and go ahead again, if you're watching this, please go ahead and share this post, and I would appreciate it so much. But the first thing that I want to bring to your attention is it's a program that we're doing. I received information about a statistic that really kind of bothered me, and you kind of know it, but just when you see the numbers, they surprise you, they shock you, and the statistic said that 60% of victims of sudden cardiac arrest, they don't receive CPR before professional help arrives. All right, 60% of victims of sudden cardiac arrest don't receive CPR before professional help arrives. And therefore, the sudden cardiac arrest victims in the United States have a survival rate of only 11%. And that's low. But a major piece of it is that in between someone calling for assistance, calling the ambulance, and them arriving, there's nothing that's done. And so that's wasted time that a loved one could have lost their life, or someone that you happen to be in the grocery store with or somewhere else. And so what we've done, I had one of my members here at Greater Bethel told me about this opportunity. I wanted to know if I would be interested in it. And again, for everybody that's watching, hello, Carol, how you doing? Everybody that's watching, please go ahead and share the post. Thank you, Sister Strickland, for sharing the post. Because this is information that we really want to make sure that we get to our community. There's so many times that we do things, we offer things, but you always hear the people in the community say, "I didn't know," and that's no particular one person's fault. It's just we just have to work hard to get as many people in on the information that's out there in the community so that we can be empowered. And so by you sharing this post, it helps to make sure that as many people as possible can get this information. And these are some things that are being offered at Greater Bethel that I think the community really needs to know. So the first thing I read for you that statistic that 60% of victims of sudden cardiac arrest don't receive CPR before professional help arrives, and that the survival rate is only 11%. And so that's something that we could fix. And again, I tell you, one of my members here at Greater Bethel shared with me about this opportunity, and I'm going to share the opportunity with us. And the opportunity was about let me see if I can, yeah. And so the opportunity was about a hands only CPR, hands only CPR. And what that is, it's you have the CPR to where you got the kind to where you breathe into their mouth or use a device, but this one right here is hands only CPR. And what we're going to do, we're partnering with UF Health, and with UF Health, we're making a partnership, and in that partnership, what we're doing is we're going to we agreed to allow them to come out to our community. What was it? We allowed to allow them to come out to our community, to our church once every month. And the idea is, in our community, we would like to get, and there's the class, the maximum class is 15 people. And we're going to make an opportunity for 15 people each month to receive this certification. It's a free class. It'll be at our church. The time is 5:30 to 7:30. It's going to be every fourth Thursday, and essentially all you need to do is and you can look on our website, you can look on our Facebook page to get all this information. But if you go to our website, if you look on our Facebook page, you'll see a link that you can click, and in that link, you'll have an opportunity all the way through next year. Each month you can reserve a space for yourself and however many people you want to bring. But like I said, each month it's only a maximum of 15 people. And we think that if we can get 15 people per month certified, that would be an amazing. You're talking about 180 people per year, and so just imagine parents or loved ones, are in a situation to where they need some type of CPR assistance before the professionals arrive, or a child falls in the pool and needs some kind of assistance. And if we've equipped our community with this skill set, it can be extremely helpful, but also life-saving as far as survival chances. And so this thing we're looking here says hands-only CPR can double or even triple a person's chance of survival. And so this is something that we're offering to the community for free. Um, if you are not available to do it, let me see. Let me do something real quick. Look like I'm about to lose some internet access, so I'm gonna switch over real quick and go to wireless before I lose this right here. Our Cox Cable's been doing some stuff at the church. Our internet has been kind of flaky, but I'm gonna switch over to my phone real quick so I can make sure that I don't lose this right here. Okay, and so there we go. Let me switch over to the phone real quick just to make sure that I don't lose my internet connection. All right. All right. So I switched over to the phone to make sure I didn't lose my internet connection. Let me bring my things back in that I was sharing with you. So the first one, we were dealing with the hands-on CPR. All right. There we go. There we go. All right. And so again, like I said, you can go to www.gbgville.com, and up at the top of the page, you can click the link to sign up for the CPR. And you can sign up there for any of the months that are available, as long as there's space that's available. And we're hoping to get 15 people certified, for in the end to save lives in our community. The second thing that I want to bring to your attention is, and I'm bringing everything back up. The second thing that I want to bring to your attention is, we've also and this right here is with UF Health, and then so we have another partnership with UF Health also, and it deals with mental health. Those of you that are familiar with our ministry, you know that once a month we offer mental health conversations. We have a mental health ministry, and we offer monthly mental health conversations. And so in expanding that, UF Health, seeing what we've done, and with another program that I'm going to mention later on, with a cancer disparities research, we've partnered with the a lady named Dr. Carolyn Tucker, and and UF Health with mental health, and we're going to be offering mental health opportunities for youth and adults. But while this right here is while we're putting everything together, we're developing all of the infrastructure that we need for this program. And one portion of that infrastructure is one portion of that infrastructure. And here's both of them here. One portion of that infrastructure is youth mental health, and so we're going to be looking for youth, and we're going to have professional mental health counselors, but then we're going to bring in counselors. We're partnering with three other churches, and so each one of us is responsible for bringing in mental health coaches, and to work with the professionals. And as you see right here, it says we're looking for, and so for the youth, we're looking for Black youth interested in being trained to become mental health and well-being support coaches for their peers. These coaches will lead peer support groups that are aimed at reducing stress, anxiety, depression, grief, and managing anger. The responsibilities of the mental health support coach include attending a virtual technology training, attending a virtual mental health support coaching training, and then leading virtual support groups for youth aged 12 to 17. The total time will be about 18 to 20 hours in approximately 3-month period, and they'll be paid $280 to do that at the end of the program. And so there'll be compensation, but that's also something that you can use for your resume. It's something that that children can use. As we see, to be eligible, you have to be 16 or 17 years old to be a youth mental health coach, and identifies Black and live in or near East Gainesville. And then you see the qualifications. Just be a person that communicates great, is able to talk with others, dependable, enjoys teaching others, compassionate, great organization and leadership skills. And then the benefit is receive a support coach certificate. And so you're going to be certified from this right here. You're going to gain experience that strengthens job and college applications. And so if you're interested, you just call the church and let me know that you want to be one of our mental health youth coaches, and you'll work with youth, work with your peers, because once we have all the infrastructure in place, and then we're going to bring people in that are needing either group therapy or individual therapy. And these are coaches that didn't necessarily need skill sets, but they're going to be taught skill sets they can add to their resume. And then in addition to the youth mental health coaches, and I'm looking for 5 to 7 of the youth mental health coaches. In addition to that, we have the adult mental health coaches. That's this flyer right here. And so with the adult mental health coaches, kind of like the same thing, the responsibilities, the same pay. The adults, you'll have to be 18 years or older with the same the other criteria, and just the ability to communicate. You learn a skill set, and again, if you have questions or you're interested, just call the church and we'll get you signed up. I almost have all of my adult mental health coaches that I need, but I will take a few extra if there's someone that's listening to this that's interested. And again, this is and you'll be working with adults. And again, this is a great skill set that you can teach yourself, because in addition to you being trained and you being certified, what happens is when you run across somebody in your life, and I'll read the description, that we are looking for Black adults interested in being trained to become mental health and well-being support coaches for other adults. Coaches will lead support groups aimed at reducing stress, anxiety, depression, grief, and managing anger. And just imagine how many people that you run across in your life that are dealing with things. And we're really, even though we're calling them mental health coaches, they're also we also refer to them as spiritual coaches. And so many people look for the pastor to be able to do this kind of stuff, or ministers. But all of us should be equipped to help people deal with, just the difficulty of life. And so this is another thing that the Greater Bethel AME Church Ministry that we're doing, providing for our community. And everything that I'm telling you about is free. You receive compensation, but you don't have to pay out anything. And so that's why I'm telling you to share this post to make sure that you get the word out there, because we're doing some amazing things over here at Greater Bethel, and other churches are doing amazing things too. But you always hear people, questioning the church and the validity of the church. That's because they're not looking at real ministry. They're looking at other stuff, and they're painting a broad picture of what churches do and what ministers do. At Greater Bethel, we meet needs, and there are several other churches that meet needs. But this is extremely important because there are people that commit suicide because of depression and go through all that, cut themselves because of depression and anxiety. And imagine you having the skill set. And even if you're not a part of our ministry, in your ministry, you can help out your pastor by leading a ministry. I tell you, we have a mental health ministry, and people that's able to relieve that pressure from the pastor, to where the pastor doesn't have to know how to do everything. So you could really bring something to your ministry or personally to your circle of influence. But that's another piece that we're doing with the adult mental health ministry. And then Michelle Brown, what's up, girl? Good to see you. And then the last piece that I want to share with you is, and hopefully, do I see it? Okay, the last piece that I want to share with you is, it looked like it didn't load, but I'm going to try it one more time. There we go. There we go. And so the last piece that I want to share with is not the last one. The other one, I'm just going to share a piece because I don't have all the information yet. But we have a young lady that's a part of our congregation, Dr. Karji Scott, and she's a college administrator, but she has her own foundation, and it's called the Education Equalizer Foundation. And what they're doing, they're holding a workshop, and that workshop is at the end of this month. It's on that the end of this month is like pretty soon, about a week and a half. It's on April the 30th from 1 to 3, and it's over at the Cotton Club Museum. But what they're going to do is they're going to assist students, and they're really looking for 10th and 11th graders. 12th graders are kind of, you're beyond this point, but there may be some emergency work that they might be able to do. But they're really looking for 10th and 11th graders, and they're going to allow you to complete. They're going to teach a lot of things about college application, how you build strong college resumes for your college application. They assist in finding scholarships. But at this event right here, they're going to allow you to complete one application, and with that one application, you can apply to over 60 HBCUs, historically black colleges and universities, for free. and so for free. And so when you attend this, you're going to apply to over 60 HBCUs for free. Now, people that complete college applications, that one, I don't even know now because it's been so long since me or I paid for my children's college application. But I think the last I saw was like $35-$40 for a college application. You get to apply, that's per school. Here, you get to apply to over 60 schools for free with one application. And then once you do that, then what they're going to do is when you start receiving your acceptance letters, they're going to have you put together a packet. They're going to work with you to where they can literally help you find scholarships. And so let's say if you get admitted to 4 schools, and those 4 schools send you. Now what they're going to do is begin to negotiate with those 4 schools by building your the strength of your application, and they're going to begin to look for money. Okay, so I've gotten invited to school A, B, C, and D. Okay, now who's going to pay, who's giving up the money? And that's what they're going to work with you on getting those scholarships. And so to register, if you have right now, you can actually go to our Facebook page and see it on there. But if you have a phone, you can put it on that QR code that's sitting right there, and you can go and register. I think that they were only taking, 30 students for this first one, and so you want to go ahead and get registered now and get your space reserved. But everyone, if I had a 10th or 11th grader, I would have them there because you can't lose. For free, you get to apply to over 60 HBCUs, and then they're going to help you find scholarships. And then I think they're going to have 4 HBCUs that are right there on the spot that will admit you on the spot. And so you can't beat that. Our community needs to know this. And so we need to make sure that we get that word out there so that our community has this information. And so I really want to, and then the last one that, and again, I'm sharing this information, and because it's just so many, it's so many of us that when things happen after the fact, we say, "Oh, I didn't even know about it. Oh, I didn't know about it." And when the reality is, and it's nobody's fault. Again, it's nobody's fault. But we have to do everything we can to be a part of the solution. And so, if sharing this post is part of the solution, for you to make sure that your loved one, and then you're gonna be able to go on the you're gonna be able to go later on and look at the video again. You can share it specifically to somebody by messenger. There are different ways that you can do it, but we want to make sure that our community has this information, because the worst thing to do is find out that there was information that you needed, but that you missed out on the deadline is passed. So all of this information, whether it's the hands-only CPR, hey, it's time. Let's go ahead and get registered. And it's every month on the fourth Thursday here at Greater Bethel, 5:30, 7:30, and it's free. But you get amazing skill set that comes from it. You can be the difference in a life being saved. And then, as I mentioned, the youth mental health coach, and 16, 17 years old. I can take right now, if you sent me 20. I probably might not have room for 20. My church only has space for 5, but I think they'll allow me about 5 more. But if I had 10 students call the church and say I have a child 16 to 17, we would like to be a part of this to strengthen our resume, we'll get you signed up. And then, in addition to the youth mental health coaches, we have the adult mental health coaches. That's a great skill set that you can equip yourself with, because people are dealing with depression, anxiety stuff, and to have the skill set yourself, not have to wait and try to get the pastor, but to have, these are spiritual coaches, and to be provide that skill set for yourself on a personal level, but also help your ministry out with that skill set. That would be a great opportunity, and you also get paid for everything I'm telling you about. Is free on your side, but you get compensated for it. And then the last one, with the education equalizer. I mean, who would pass up on that? You have your child sign up for this, get registered, and then on April the 30th from 1 to 3, go and take advantage. Put in over 60 college applications for free to 60 HBCUs, and then they help you find the money. You can't beat that. The last one, I don't have information on it, but I'll release a video next week. Is we're also partnering with UFL on this cancer disparities research, and the disparities with cancer are really bad in our community. That's when I say disparities, the outcomes with Blacks compared to other ethnic groups. It's a huge disparity, and many of the disparities are because we don't, and we have trust issues. And it's we have a reason for having trust issues, but we can't just allow ourselves to die because we have trust issues. So when churches and entities that that are looking out for your well-being have vetted people and had conversations, I think we take advantage of it. But we have to, many of those disparities is because the research that they do to have more positive outcomes and risk levels reduced, we don't participate in those. And so the research is there's huge disparities in the research with Blacks compared to everybody else, and also Hispanic compared to other ethnic groups. And so we're in partnership with the UFL and Dr. Carolyn Tucker that I was telling you about with the Cancer Disparities Research Center. And we're going to have 300 participants that will participate in this research study. That's our goal. And there are several different ways. When I put the video out, you'll be able to get the details. But it'll be people that have had cancer, people that have the risk factors for cancer, for instance, of obesity and there are a few other risk factors. People that have had family members that you might not have ever had cancer, but you've had family members that had it or had family members that died for it. And there are several different groups, and there's some And there's some things that we're going to do in the research, which will things that we're going to do in the research, which will reduce risk factors, and then but then also give. If we had when we get to 300, it's going to multiply what they already have in their database here locally anyway. And so we're really trying to be a game changer in this right here. And so you're going to be hearing that, and with the research participants, you're going to actually benefit. There's going to be some. I don't want to get into details because I don't have all the specifics. But there are going to be things that benefit you, but you're going to be the one that's going to be getting paid for it. You see what I'm saying? And so all this stuff that we're offering the church, people are always chirping about the church. The church is making a difference, but I guess when you make a difference, that's why people chirp. But all these things that we're offering, these are things you're going to benefit from. And you're going to literally receive financial compensation for participating in this research. It's going to be free to you, and it's going to reduce your risk factors. But that I don't have all the information on that, but it's coming soon. So those are the things that I just really wanted to share with you. Wanted to share these things with you so that we could make sure that we're empowering our community. And so please share this post. I want to thank you for coming on. You can inbox it to people, but we need this info. Ira Warren, I appreciate it. And please pass the information on. Glenelle, the ones that I offered, it's just it's Gainesville, East Gainesville, and then areas outside of East Gainesville. We're not all the way in Columbia County yet, but I will keep you in mind as I talk with the leaders of this. And now, Glenelle, the CPR piece, if you did have people that you wanted to come and get certified in that, we could get you signed up for that. You just go to gbgville.com and at the top sign up for that. But the cancer disparities. Oh, and Glenelle, also the scholarship piece. If you get some kids registered, you can bring over a group of kids for the scholarship piece also. But the cancer disparities research and the mental health counseling, mental health pieces, those are just for Gainesville right now. But we do have two of the things that I offer that you can bring over groups for. And so I think, let me make sure I didn't miss anybody on any of the comments. I think I got everybody's comment. Are there any other questions before I close out that somebody might have to ask? I was expecting to be 30 minutes, and so it's 7:28. And so I'm gonna get out of here in about 2 minutes. Are there any other questions that anybody has? But you have to make sure that our community takes advantage of this. A lot of people do a lot of talking, and talking don't get much done unless you get paid for your words. We need to make sure our community knows about these resources and then responds to these resources. Imagine, you get that CPR training, and then you see your grandmother, falls over at the table, has cardiac arrest. You call the ambulance, and while you're waiting for the ambulance to get there, you're able to have techniques that you can do to give her a higher chance of survival, just because you made an effort to equip yourself with more resources. You made an effort to empower yourself. You took advantage of something that the church was offering. And so a lot of different things. I want you to respond, and I appreciate you so much. All right. I think I've answered every question that's out there. So God bless you, and you have a wonderful day.